Oh. Hello there once again. I have another battle today with my boy Vlad, who is HunterSteel, of course. And this was a UU battle. UU battle with it was a quick, no, it was actually, it's not too long, but it's not too short either. So it's about in the middle of it. So about that, I am going to be leading off with the Mamoswine. I also have a Mega Pidgeot, Lucario, Sylveon, Latias, and Drapion. He's going to be coming out here with a Sawsbucks. I usually never see a Sawsbucks, but he has a Sawsbucks. He's going to be leading off with that. Also has a Haxorus, Mantine, a Golduck. No, a Golbat. I'm sorry, not a Golduck. I do have Golduck on my draft team, so that's probably why. And I did win my first draft game earlier today. So shouts out to that. But besides that, he does have a Jolteon and a Houndoom. So Mega Houndoom actually is BL, but it's okay. So for this battle, so he's gonna be starting off with that Sawsbucks. We're gonna start off with the Mamoswine. I don't really want to lose my Focus Sash to this thing, and I really didn't want to get up rocks that turn. That wasn't a priority, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring in my Drapion just to see what a Sawsbucks actually does, because I'm not actually sure. But he will hit me up with the Horn Leech, and then he's going to be taking some Rocky Helmet damage, of course, that I have on my Drapion. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Latias, as he did bring in his Golduck. His Golduck will be doing Super Fang, and Super Fang, of course, is going to take half your health. It's pretty much like Nature's Madness, pretty much. So if you think about that, those things like Rattata and Raticate, they have Nature's Madness, which is kind of wild, right? Like you never would have thought. But he's gonna bring in his Mantine here, as I do switch out my Mantine into my Latias here. As I do bring in my Latias, I can bring in my Latias because this is a Calm Mind set. Calm Mind, Protect, Ice Beam, and Side Shock. And it is specially defensive, like various. Latias is already bulk as it is, but this one is specially defensive, so I will be able to just take any hit. I'm going to also be going for the Calm Mind here, as he goes for the Mirror Coat. And my boy Vlad did catch me off guard with the Mirror Coat before this battle. Actually, it was in a different battle, and I did not think that Mantine had it, and he caught me off guard and knocked out my Latias. So, but this battle though, I will be going for one Calm Mind. I will go for the Protect, as he does try to go for the Mirror Coat and doesn't get it, because I did Calm Mind. This turn I'm going to go for the Side Shot, just to see how much damage I can actually get off on this Mantine. I know these things are very bulky in general, so, but they're more especially defensive though, and I do have the Side Shock. And I am at +1, and even at +1 I only did about 50%, which is probably would be a 2-hit KO. But he does have leftovers, so that's going to put him out of range of being knocked out within that sense. So he will be going for the Roost this following turn, as I did go for another Calm Mind. Me being at +2, I will be able to do a lot more damage than normal, of course. So I want to go for the Side Shock again, and I'm pretty much trying not to get caught by the Mirror Coat, and I actually do end up getting caught by the Mirror Coat here. And it was kind of inevitable, to be honest. I could have maybe switched out into one of my other mons, possibly the Mamoswine, basically, just because the Mamoswine could have hit him harder. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring in my Mega Pidgeot here, just so I can go ahead and Mega Evolve this thing. And I thought at this amount of HP, I would maybe be able to knock out this Mantine with the Hurricane. But it just so happens that it's out of range of being knocked out by my Mega Pidgeot. Like I said, these Mantines are pretty bulk, and he does make a good play and goes for the Roost there, so I will not be able to knock it out the following turn. So this turn I will just go safely for the U-turn, so I can go ahead and bring in another Mon here. I'm actually going to end up bringing in my Lucario, because my Lucario is Life Orb, and it does happen to have the Stone Edge. So if there's anything possible of me knocking this thing out at this range of HP, it actually would be the Stone Edge. So I'm actually going to go for the Stone Edge, but he does end up switching out into his Golbat, and as he does switch into his Golbat, that is not good for Golbat, as he will be taking the Stone Edge. And Golbat just happens to be kind of bulky, because it simply just survives the Stone Edge. So the following turn I will be going for the Bullet Punch to knock out that Golbat. And like I said, I am Life Orb, so I'm at about under half health right now. So he's gonna bring in his Mega Houndoom, and like I said, Mega Houndoom is BL, but it's okay for this battle. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out my Lucario, not want to take a flamethrower or a fire blast, you know, because Lucario is a steel type that will be able to knock me out. But Vlad does make a good play here and just go straight for the fire blast. Some people over predict there and they try to like guess on switches, but he is gonna go for the fire blast, following up with a sludge bomb. He will be able to knock out my Sylveon, and I'm not sure if that crit mattered. It might have mattered a little bit because Sylveon is kind of bulky and this not stab coming from Mega Houndoom. So I will be bringing out my Mega Pidgeot because I could pretty much just come in and go for the Hurricane. So on the switch in, I pretty much should be able to 2-hit KO this Mantine at the range of health that he was at. But he just so happens that I did the calc and it was kind of like out of range, so it was a roll for me. So I wanted to just go for the U-turn there so I can make sure, so I can just ensure my KO, and I really didn't want to take an Ice Beam, or I would just still be in here right now while he roosted and I would pretty much be nowhere in a position to make another move but to switch out. So I went ahead and just switched out early. As I do bring in my Mamoswine, I can go ahead and pretty much and just get up my Stealth Rocks, or I can just go for any type of attack that I wanted to go for, and I really didn't have nothing to hit Mantine with, so I went ahead and just got up my rocks there. As he does bring in his Sawsbuck, I can go ahead and make the safe switch into my Drapion, because pretty much my Drapion can take any hit that Sawsbucks wants to go for, and on top of that, Sawsbucks will be paying for that hit with the Rocky Helmet, and that is very fine. As I do go for the knockoff here, I will be able to knock off the Choice Scarf that is on Sawsbuck. So I just came out of range of knocking out the Sawsbuck, which is kind of unfortunate. So he's gonna go for the Stumping Tantrum and get knocked out to the Rocky Helmet, as I did go for the Pursuit just in case he wanted to switch out. So yeah, Sawsbucks, I never see that mon a lot or at all really, but seeing it for like one of the first times ever, that was kind of surprising that it runs Scarf. So I guess that's something to look out for in the future. Following turn, he will be able to bring in his Haxorus, and I pretty much had no use for my Drapion really, so I went ahead and just sacked it off to the Earthquake there. The following turn, I will be bringing out my Mamoswine just in case this thing wants to go for a Dragon Dance. I wanted to just get off a Ice Shard, and then the following turn I can knock it out with another Ice Shard. So he's gonna go ahead and go for the Earthquake actually and get off a huge hit, and I wouldn't have been able to knock him out with the Earthquake either way. So going for Ice Shard there was just kind of the best play to make. So I will be able to 2-hit KO that Haxorus with the Ice Shard. The following turn, he does have Mega Houndoom he's going to come out with, and I really don't have a switch in for this, and I really don't want to lose none of my other mons that I still have alive here. So I'm going to go ahead and just sack off my Mamoswine, seeing as Mamoswine couldn't do much to this Houndoom being outsped, and other than that couldn't damage his other mons pretty much, like the Mantine, and I'm not sure what he has left actually. But on this switch in here, his Mantine will be taking a lot of damage from rocks, and at this point this is about the range it was earlier. So if I get the roll right, I can knock this thing out with a 2-hit KO, and I actually end up getting that roll, and I will be able to knock out his Mantine on the switch in. But at this point, his last mons are the Mega Houndoom and the Jolteon, and that's pretty much not good for me, as his because I do only have this Mega Pidgeot and Lucario left, who will be both outsped by the Houndoom and the Jolteon. So with that being said, my last mon is Lucario, and that will be the 2-0 victory in my boy Vlad's favor. And yeah, it was a very good battle, very close, and I was kind of like fighting the uphill battle a little bit, but yeah, it came out to being closer than I even thought. So if you did enjoy that, I think it's about 30 turn battle, go ahead and hit that like button, do that share thing and that subscribe thing if you must, as it will help out the channel and very much would be appreciated. So with that being said, there will be 2 videos on the end screen. Thank you and goodbye.